In today's video, guys, we are going to take a look at some signings that have gone through a little bit under the radar. Maybe a couple of these you've missed. And also, just a couple that I've thrown in there because I'm really excited to see them and they're not, big names. These aren't the biggest transfers. They're just kind of, like I said, under the radar a little bit. Some of them are very, very recent. Some of them a week or two ago. But we're going to start off here with Gruda, a 20-year-old. I believe he's Albanian-German. I think he's going to opt to play for Germany. 20 years old, attacking midfielder. He's gone from Mainz to Brighton for 30 million euros. It's a lot of money for a player that isn't top level yet. However, oh my God, remember the name, Gruda. I think Brighton have got themselves a very, very exciting young player here. He didn't score too many goals last season. I believe it was 4 or 5. And for an attacking midfielder, you'd like to see at least a few more than that. But of course, playing for Mainz, he's not surrounded by the best players in the world. And I'm sure at Brighton, with some of the other signings they've made, I know Georgino Rutter's joining. I know they've obviously got a lot of money that they've invested in that squad. I think he could be an exciting one. Really, really excited to see how Gruda gets on. I don't think he played on the opening day, did he? I don't think he... Was he fit or was he not registered on time or whatever? I'm hoping we'll see him in the upcoming round 2, game week 2. Honestly, I think this could be a really, really good signing. And of course, their manager, very young, early 30s. He's clearly got a very specific idea of what he wants to build there. And it seems they're giving him the tools and the players he really wants. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong. Is it Herzler? I might have got that wrong. But he's gone for a German player. He's a German manager, and I'm sure they're going to have very good chemistry. And I think he might end up as a striker, I've just got this feeling he might end up as... I don't know, just like a... Maybe not a number 9, but who said it recently? Was it Zirkzee from Manchester United that he's a bit of a 9.5? Maybe that's what Gruda will end up being. Gruda? Is that how you pronounce it? Anyway, we'll move on to another one that has gone under the radar a little bit. I think the timing of it, there was a lot of other deals going through. And this is the best picture I could find, by the way. Sorry, it's a little bit blurry. But this is Odoi, Burnley to Spurs for 29.3 million euros. Now, very talented young player, French winger. And I'm sure he's going to be a very tidy player in the future. But just to put this into perspective a little bit, and I'm not just doing this because it's Tottenham, but when you look at market values of players, of course, it's a rough guide. Players are worth what you're willing to pay. His market value was around the 10 million mark when this deal happened, and they've paid triple that. I think Gruda is 20 million and they've paid 30. That's kind of normal. You take their market value, you add a bit more on top based off nationality, age, wages, things like that. Odoi for 30 million it's a lot. It is a lot of money. However, I think it's very clear to see that Tottenham have now a plan in mind to invest more in the future. They've got a lot of younger players coming through with, is it Bergvall, the young Swedish player? They've obviously got Gray from Leeds. They're not going in on older players, more experienced players. They're now filling out the squad with younger, exciting players. So we'll see how this pans out. But yeah, that's a lot of money. So we'll see what happens. Up next, we have Smodics. Again, some of the names, I'm probably going to butcher them. Now, last season, of course, was incredible in the Championship in a team that really wasn't doing that well. Blackburn, I think, really, really should have done better having a player like him in the squad with all of the goals. They just weren't supplementing him with other goal scorers, And I was very surprised that it took so long for a Premier League club, or at least a top-level team, to come in for him. I guess you could argue the age was a little bit off-putting, the fact that he's not a young striker coming through the ranks at Blackburn. He's 28, I believe. I believe he's got Hungarian roots as well, hence the name, although he's Irish. 10.6 million euros, though, for a prolific scorer in the Championship is very good business. And I really like what Ipswich have done in this transfer window. We see it every year, newly promoted sides, at least one of them blow a lot of money. And it's seemingly just everywhere, just every position. We had Nottingham Forest do it. sometimes it really doesn't work. Last year, we saw all three promoted sides go back down again. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think Ipswich might just be able to stay outside of that relegation zone. I'm sure they'll be there or thereabouts. I'm hearing they're getting Broja as well from Chelsea, so some serious striking options with Delap as well. Good luck to Ipswich. I know Schmodix isn't really an out-and-out striker per se, maybe a bit more of a number 10, but just seemingly gets a lot of goals. But it's a really good signing, and honestly, I have this problem myself because I don't follow the Championship religiously. A lot of people won't know who he is, which is quite scary, really, considering how impactful he was last season. Next, we have another goal scorer that's moving to the Premier League. This is Evan Nilsson from Porto to Bournemouth for 37 million euros. I bet a lot of you didn't even know this happened. A top Brazilian striker, FM legend, if you ask me, over the last few years. I've sometimes signed him as a really high level, but not overly expensive number 9. I remember signing him for Arsenal in one of my FM saves, and he was elite. But, of course, doesn't always translate into real life, does it? The thing is, Bournemouth were looking at Nketiah, and, of course, they've needed to replace Solanke now since he joined Tottenham. And why would you go for Nketiah when Arsenal reportedly want 30-odd million for him, when for just another 7 million euros you can get someone like Evan Nilsson? So totally understand, and I think he's going to take Bournemouth to a new level. He is a better striker than Solanke. Maybe I'm just saying that because Solanke's gone to Tottenham. But no, genuinely, I don't rate Solanke as highly as Evan Nilsson. But Solanke is Premier League proven. So that's the price difference. He's got the English tax as well, of course. But Evan Nilsson, if he can get run in at Bournemouth and get some early goals, he could be one to watch out for. Seriously good player. You don't play for Porto for so long if you're not any good. Next, we've got Fana. The reason I haven't seen this happen and gone, oh my God, because of the price. And part of me thinks it's actually ridiculous how cheap they've got him. So Monaco have had Fofana for a little while, and he has been linked almost every season with Premier League clubs, Bundesliga clubs. I'm sure he's been linked with pretty much everyone. He's such a powerhouse in that midfield. He's gone to AC Milan, and it's only 30 million euros. This guy could have gone for so much more, and I'm so jealous. Again, I think this happened whilst a lot of other high-profile signings were going on, so I think it might have gone under the radar a little bit, but AC Milan have picked up one of the best central midfield options for left-footed players that play that defensive role and also get forward as well. He is one of the very top in Europe, and I'm very surprised Monaco held on to him for so long with just how good he is for France as well. So fair play to Milan. I think this is one of those cases where it didn't matter who came in. He wanted Milan. That's what I've heard. He wanted to go and play for AC Milan. So huge transfer for them. I really like Fofana, and he was actually a player I kind of hoped that Arsenal would jump on. He is such an Arsenal player. He really is. Now, we've also got a loan that's happened that came out of nowhere. And again, I think a lot of people might not even know this has happened, but Rugani has gone on loan from Juventus to Ajax. Of course, Juventus have been doing quite a lot of business, and defensively, they've been looking to improve. And clearly, they feel like now is the time they can cut ties with Rugani. The thing is, it is, as I've put it there, a straight loan. There is no obligation or mandatory fee or obligation to buy. It is simply 12 months on loan, and then they'll hand him back at the end of the season. Did you know that Rugani is 30 years old now? When I heard that, I could not believe it. Rugani, to me, is still that 23-year-old, massive potential in FIFA, career mode. You know, I remember getting him at Arsenal, and who haven't I signed in an Arsenal career mode? But this just really threw me off. Fair play to Ajax. I think that's a really, really good deal. If he can stay fit, he'll be one of their best centre-backs for sure. And they've obviously got a lot of young players around him that will learn a lot whilst he's there with all the experience he's got. But what I want to do now, guys, is jump into the current rumours, because we do have a lot of rumours at the moment that are flying around, and I didn't want to just talk about transfers that have completed. Although there might be a few listed here that are completed. For example, Evan Nilsson, of course, has already gone. Zuma could be leaving West Ham and going to the UAE Pro League. We're also looking at Wolves replacing Neto with Forbes from Ajax. This has seemingly been going on for a little while. One of the breaking news over the last 24, 48 hours is Gundogan is no longer needed or wanted at Barcelona. They're letting him go for free to free up the wages. By the way, they haven't even registered Olmo yet. So that's part of the reason I'm sure they're doing this. Gundogan is going back to City, though. It looks like it's going to be a done deal. Burge could be on the move to Fulham, but also Manchester United look like they could be going in for him. Ignore Obi Martin, he's already gone, unfortunately. Marino, still, where is this signing? Why hasn't this been done yet? I want to see him in the squad on Saturday against Aston Villa. I'm not saying he should start, but he should be on the bench. If we don't get this done in the next few days, I'll be absolutely amazed. Gehi linked with a move away to Newcastle. Apparently figures of 60 to 70 million. I mean, Gehi's good, but what? That is absolutely insane. I mentioned Nketiah before. We're still looking to sell him. Arsenal holding out for 30, 35 million, which he's not worth, by the way. But I guess it's going to happen. Nottingham Forest apparently really want him, and I think that's going to be done. I think Nketiah will be a Nottingham Forest player. And you know what? Best of luck to him. I'm not really going to miss Nketiah. He's had his moments in an Arsenal shirt, but we've known for a long time he's not good enough. I think Nottingham Forest is actually a little bit underwhelming for him. I would have loved him to go to a Crystal Palace or something like that, but we'll see if that happens, if it goes through. Looks like Chelsea are looking to sign another attacking midfielder. I haven't heard of Gabriel Mek before. And also, Ugarte could be going to Manchester United. This seems to be a recurring rumour at the moment. Is there any others that I've kind of not mentioned or talked about, or have I even missed them myself? I know Gilmour was going to go to Napoli. Emerson Royale's going to go to Milan. Zubimendi, of course, declined the Liverpool offer in the end. I heard that apparently he's declined every offer, of course, because he's staying at Real Sociedad. But apparently when Liverpool went in for him, Arteta himself contacted Zubimendi and said, just wait, give us 12 months because we want to get you next season when Partey and Jorginho are gone. But, I mean, anyone could make up a rumour like that and post it online. What's happening with Tone as well? That is one to watch out for. But guys, thank you for watching. A little quick transfer update video. I'm not feeling fully recovered yet to play career mode for 2-3 hours and then edit and upload. So I'm still taking just a couple more days recovering from surgery. But I appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.